Among the many who was arrested during the emergency was senior BJP-RSS leader Seshadri Chari. I caught up with him to find out what the emergency was like. And joining me now is veteran BJP-RSS leader Seshadri Chari, himself a former editor of the organizer and someone who went to prison, Arthur Road Jail, for 6 months during the emergency. Appreciate your joining us, Mr. Chari. On the 50th anniversary of the emergency, what are your prime recollections of those dark days when you were a young RSS activist?
They were dark days, no doubt about it, but I have mixed feelings. Actually, I was just 22, 23 at that time, still just out of the college, and I was pursuing my LLB at that time. So it was fun actually working against the government. There was a ban on RSS, so there was no shaka, nothing. So we used to, write pamphlets, print pamphlets, and then distribute pamphlets. All these things were going on. But being a South Indian family, Tamilian family staying in Matunga, probably the police did not imagine that I could be part of the RSS. So I was not a suspect. I was not a candidate for MISA or DRI. But later on, we organized Satyagraha, and I was supposed to be, like translating and getting printed material against emergency. And if you remember, Tamil Nadu government was, DMK government in Tamil Nadu was against emergency. That was dismissed after that. But then there was a time when we could get things printed there. So this was going on. So it was a fight against the government, but we were quite strong against a government at that time. I was part of the Satyagraha.
And you were arrested for the Satyagraha or for printing these pamphlets against the government. Why was Seshadri Chari, why were you and many activists like you arrested?
What happened was, there was a Satyagraha which we are planning. We had planned a Satyagraha in Fort area. Since you are from Mumbai, you know the fountain area. That was the place. Bang opposite Times of India, we wanted a Satyagraha to happen. So we were organizing it, and I was the one who was organizing that particular Satyagraha and giving them pamphlets and then distributing and all that. So I was not supposed to be part of Satyagraha, but somehow some people got messed up and I had to intervene. And at that time of intervention, I was arrested. So what happened was, because I was treated as a Satyagrahi, we were all put in the Arthur Road jail. And then there was an ordinary case of violation of 144 and such things. And after 6 months, we were let off. But there were people who were targeted because they were RSS workers. They were put under MISA, they were put under Defense of India rules, and they were ill-treated. These things have happened, but even in Arthur Road jail.
But Mr. Chari, there are two views on the RSS's role. There are those who believe that the RSS was taking on Indira Gandhi and the emergency. In fact, congressmen from the time accused the RSS of spreading anarchy before 1975 by targeting the Indira Gandhi government. And then there are others who say the RSS leadership was very keen on a compromise with Indira Gandhi and was and never really wanted to speak out against the emergency because they didn't want to go to prison. Which is the true story? Was the RSS ready to compromise with Indira Gandhi on the emergency, or was the RSS defiant and taking on Indira Gandhi?
See, both are not true, to tell you very frankly. Emergency had nothing to do with RSS. If you remember in 1971, after the elections, Indira Gandhi, there was a clean sweep for Indira Gandhi, and that time the Jan Sangh leader was Balraj Madok, who even he started this ink business. There was a ink that disappears and all those things happened. I don't want to go into those details now. You know better. After that was the 71 war, the liberation of
Mhm.
Bangladesh. RSS was one of the biggest supporters of Indira Gandhi at that time. Jansangh was one of the biggest supporters of Indira Gandhi at that time. Jansangh and RSS were in the forefront asking Mrs. Indira Gandhi to recognize Bangladesh and liberate Bangladesh. And then when she did it, she fought against the might of a country like America at that time. So we were actually happy with, RSS was happy with Mrs. Indira Gandhi. It was after that, when the Jayaprakash Narayan movement started, that was a political movement. And which is very obviously, when there are political parties, they would join hands with Jayaprakash Narayan. And that Samagra Kranti, Samyak Kranti, Samagra Kranti, all those things started. And then Navnirman Samiti, if you remember, it started from Gujarat at that time. The first revolution or anti Indira Gandhi problem started there, and many congressmen were against her. People like Chandrasekhar, Mohan Darya, they were all against her. So it was actually to save her own save her own position as the prime minister, she declared emergency. RSS had nothing to do with emergency.
So you're saying that the RSS's role was to support Jayaprakash Narayan, who the Congress claims was trying to create anarchy in the country by asking for the army to rebel. You believe you believe the real reason though was Indira Gandhi trying to protect her chair above all else. You don't accept that
Absolutely.
Jayaprakash Narayan's total revolution or Sampurna Kranti, all of it was designed actually to topple Indira Gandhi, and therefore she brought in emergency to save the chair.
Probably without declaring emergency, if she had allowed. If you remember at that time, George Fernandez had called for a railway strike, and that was one of the most successful railway
Recording
strikes
in progress.
at that time. So all these factors combined. But if these factors in a scale of 1 to 10, if they were 5, the real factors that affected her was opposition from her own party. So she had to do that. So emergency, 50% of emergency was for people like Jayaprakash Narayan and Jansangh at that time. The rest of the 50% of the emergency was for her own party. I don't think that was the fear.
But tell me,
Probably, in hindsight, yeah.
But tell me, but tell me, Mr. Chari, do you see Indira Gandhi as Durga, as some were calling her after the Bangladesh war, or do you see her as a dictator, as many saw her after the emergency? Which is the real Indira Gandhi according to you, the Durga or the dictator?
In fact, Atal Bihari Vajpayee later on told me, मैंने तो उसको दुर्गा कहा ही नहीं था, ये पता नहीं कि दुर्गा मेरे पीछे कैसे पड़ गई. So anyway, yeah, I think there are two Indira Gandhis or several Indira Gandhis. One was the 1971 Indira Gandhi, the political Indira Gandhi, who said, मैं कहती हूँ गरीबी हटाओ, लोग कहते हैं इंदिरा हटाओ, आप तय करिए. So she swept the polls. So she could, very efficiently coin slogans and win elections. Garibi is still there, but she won on the election of Garibi Hatao. She stood against the might of America. That was something absolutely great. And she broke the back of Pakistan by creating Bangladesh. So that is one Indira Gandhi. Again, she was greedy enough to perpetuate her own power, remain in political power, remain as the prime minister, probably for life. And that was something that she could never forgo. And she had a soft corner for Sanjay Gandhi. All these factors put together makes her a very complex personality. You cannot put Indira Gandhi under one particular box.
That's very interesting the way you're putting it, because today there are a lot of people who draw parallels, dare I say, between Indira Gandhi and Narendra Modi, and they say that in 2025 India has an undeclared emergency. Indira Gandhi declared emergency, suspended parliament and constitutional rights. They argue that today there is also an undeclared emergency, institutions are misused, media is misused, and there is almost a personality cult around one person, like there was around Indira Gandhi when Devkant Barua said India is Indira and Indira is India. Do you believe that there is any parallel that one can draw between 1975 and 2025?
Rajdeep, had there been even 1% of emergency that was there in 75 today, I don't think you will be doing a show like this. The fact that we are all talking about the Prime Minister, the fact that we are criticizing the Prime Minister, the fact that the media is free to write whatever they want about the Prime Minister, the fact that people like you, and there are, I don't want to name some of them, who had written books against Prime Minister and got it published. I mean, there is no comparison. There is no comparison at all.
Sir,
Kind
sir,
of freedom that you have
let
today.
me clarify on that one point. I have not written a book against, Mr. Chari, I have not written a book against against the Prime Minister, but I have criticized him where it is necessary, and I have also praised him where it is necessary. So,
Fine,
let me clarify that, but go ahead.
Yeah, fine. So I take back. I know. But see, Rajdeep, the kind of freedom that we enjoy today, you cannot compare this kind of situation with emergency at all. Emergency, those who have seen emergency, I mean, there were people who were trained to suspect. People would suspect brothers and would suspect another brother. Political parties, people would within the political parties would be suspecting one another. I know so many Congress people who used to openly say that this is the darkest period. Congress people in that time. I mean, there were a lot of people in the Congress party at that time also. So the only people, even CPI, Dange's Communist Party of India, was a supporter of Mrs. Indira Gandhi and her emergency at that time. CPM was against. But CPM people were in the jail along with Jansangh and other people. But CPI was not there. But even CPI people used to secretly tell us that this emergency has to go. There is no freedom. That was the kind of situation. Even CPI papers were closed. CPM papers were of course closed. Organizer was closed. Motherland was closed. There was no freedom of the press. There was censorship. The kind of situation that existed in 1975 cannot be imagined by the people who are now criticizing the government and comparing them with emergency. Not at all. There is no shred of comparison. Not at all.